It's time to blow this scene. Get everybody in the stuff together. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's jam.
And boom. And boom. What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome back, goddammit, to another edition of Tell Me a Joke, Got Out of Chasing the Dream. I'm your host of Maniacal, Menace, Cosmith. Say the whole thing like a pimp named Slickback. How y'all doing? It's a sensual moment. I got things behind me. It feels right. It feels like I'm doing this appropriately. If you want to zoom in on the stuff behind me, I don't know how faded it will be, but yeah, it's like a lifetime of stuff that I enjoyed in other things that I ain't never seen before, but it's fun times. Good games. How's everybody doing? Everybody's good? Man, thank y'all. Thank y'all for supporting, following, doing everything that you do. Like, subscribe, share, or all that. Share. Everything. All of the above that you do to support an artist, you know? And it is the dream don't stop. The journey keeps going. It's fun. My feet don't hurt because it's it's not a physical journey, but mentally, my brain hurts from time to time. Mentally it'll break you down. It'll break you if you're not prepared. If you're not prepared to be an artist like this. It's a lot you go through. You got to take your time off. You definitely have to take your time off. I've been putting things together. I have merchandise. I have merchandise. I have clothes, material. I have things with my logo on it. I have things that with my poems and such. So, girl, where you going with the eyebrows? Ooh, it is a hot topic. Hot take. These eyebrows coming back around again. Some people ain't liking it. Some people are. A lot of people are loving it more than not liking it. Just like maybe one or two. I'm reading comments. I read a few of the comments. I mean, because they're there, and I know I've never normally gotten comments before, so to see them now, it's just I skim through them. I'm not. I don't really. I partake now because usually they're all positive. But when it comes to become too much, then that's probably when I'm gonna be like, all right, I'm done with these. I don't need to see these or respond to these anymore. But at the time, it's cool. It's cool. It's real nice. People are being real nice. Why not? Why not interact? Helps the algorithm. Apparently, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck helps the algorithm anymore. I don't think I ever did. But who I don't care. I just enjoy doing what I do, putting up what I put up. You put up with me, I put up with you. I love it. It's like parenting crew or something like that. Yeah, but I do. I got hoodies, t-shirts, mugs, stickers. You can definitely get you a sticker or something like that. Go to Teesprings. I'll have all that. I'm working on it. I'm also be working because this will be coming out pretty soon. So I can definitely do this. Plugs. September 14th. Yo, I'm gonna be back in New Orleans, man. Hey, I'm coming back to the city September 14th. Wine Poetry. I'll be featuring at Cafe Istanbul. So definitely show up, show out, come out. This new following. If you see me, I'm here. Look at me. Hey, I'll be going places. All right. I'm trying to get it together. I got a little baby. I got a family. Okay. It's difficult to do things with a family and trying to fucking trying to make ends meet with an electrical salary. It's not a salary, but yeah, construction different. Construction, I love construction though. I wouldn't want to do anything else. Like I imagine it now, trying to go back and do I worked at a wing zone. I used to work at wing zone. I used to be the cook in the back because the cook made $2 more than the driver. The driver relied on tips. I don't want to be driving, even though I do have a new Nissan Sentra. I didn't want to drive. I didn't want to be driving. I preferred to be in the kitchen whipping the chicken. I was in the kitchen whipping the chicken. Oh man, I used to whip up some chicken. I used to whip that shit up, man. My own little sauces, garlic parmesan, Tahitian treat and shit. Delicious. Good shit. You know, I used to put love into that kitchen. But then they tried to change it up, and I was like, nah, I can't do this. I don't want to be. I need to be outside. I need to be building shit. I like to build shit. I gotta build shit. You know. So, just like when I am at work, most of the time I do write at work. I prefer to write at work. I have no other choice, really. It's the time when my mind is most stable. I'm not thinking about a whole bunch of other shit. I'm focused on one task because I have to be. I don't want to get shocked. I don't want to get hurt. So you definitely have to focus. And electrical definitely helps you to focus, because sometimes when you're troubleshooting, you really got to think about things and think if you really paid attention in class or not, you know, because if you fuck up, you can blow some shit up, some shit can burn the fuck down, and it can be all on you. And you don't want that on your conscience. So definitely pay the fuck attention. But as I am paying attention, you know, ADHD brain don't normally stay on one topic. So I've worked my superpower enough to where I can focus on one task, do that task, but also think about the things that I have written. And being a poet and being somebody that writes, or being a comedian and being somebody that writes, there's like there's steps basically to where you're going, basically to your main goal of what you want to get to when you've actually felt as if you've completed writing something. Like when something is done. For a comic, it doesn't seem like it could ever be done, because you can always throw tags on a bit. But when it comes to poetry, poems, like when the poem can always continue to be written and expounded on, but most of the time when you finish with that poem to go perform that poem is done. It ain't never really done, because you can always do much more to something. But usually for a poet, that's when it's like, all right, I'm done with twiddling with this. I could put this aside. I could work on it. And so this basically, when you do write poetry, what helps me, what I do, what my main focus is to get to where I need to go into, and the main goal at the end game is basically write my piece, get a lot of thoughts, jot down things that pertain to the piece. You can do like a little pie chart or some shit, or Venn diagram, make a little topic, and then make little subsections under that topic of what pertains to that topic, or the things that you might want to, especially when it comes to me writing comedy poetry. This is it. This what makes it a little easier for me, because it's very difficult. Like I can write some fucking black and sad shit. Real easy, you know. I put effort into it, but I put my own expertise of the things that I've been through in life. But when it comes to comedy, something that I'm fictionally making up, I definitely have to find out. All right, I find something that I want to talk about. I get a topic, and then I find out every little piece of something what makes this topic silly, and I jot those down basically in little bullet points. So, you know, I have this, and then I want to talk about this. This is also talking about it. That can also be a topic. That could also be something on it, and then boom, boom, boom. And then once I get all that together, I form the poem from there. Basically, I take the words that I have already, and I see what kind of can correspond with those words in a form that I want to tell a story. And it's more difficult just because I challenge myself every time. I don't like to be normal. So if I do have a rough draft of a piece that I think it's done, it is just the outer shell, basically. It's the outer shell of the piece that I have. Like it definitely means something, but then I go in and I add the filler. I add little bitty pieces of other extra things that can beef it up a little more. I'll make it stronger. I stiffen the base basically, and then I really dig into it. This could be said here, this could be put there. I could add this into this before I say this, and this will make it go da 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 da. I like to have a flow with it, not as if I'm rapping, but as if I'm telling a story in a cadence, kind of, sort of. That's just so it is catchy. It is something that you can still follow along, because it's not just something monotone. It's not it's not a one pace version of me telling something. It's always slightly different every time I do it as well. So when I am writing it, once I feel as if I'm done writing it, then the next step is the memorization process. Which for me, I thought my memory was shit. I thought I had a terrible memory. I thought, I was always terrible in class with fucking memorizing shit, especially in high school. It's just because it didn't pertain to me. I didn't want to memorize it. It's like I could try to, but it wouldn't stick because I didn't give a fuck. So it's just like, well, why does it work now? It works now. And it works amazing. The power of the brain is the shit that you can do with your mind. It is fucking wild. I'm cursing so much. It is wild. It is outstanding, the things that the brain can do. But when it comes to memorization, especially with memorization, you got those people out there in the Guinness Book of World Records and stuff that's memorizing serial numbers off of dollar bills and such. So it's just like, well, that brain could do that. What if we could float and levitate? How would that be? That'd be crazy. All for mental powers. What if everybody was like a Professor X out here? What if we could read everybody's mind? You got Neuralink coming. What's happening? It's life. Life is happening. We're evolving. Darwin said we have to evolve, and we must evolve, and we will evolve. But who cares? And yeah, so working on memorization in school, I didn't care to memorize things just because it's school. I never cared for school. I hated school, but I was always very intelligent. Graduated with a 3.5 or higher average. So I just didn't apply myself after a while. It just was like, it started to dwindle. But it was difficult because even if I did study, I couldn't retain information if I didn't care for it. So I would really have to trick myself into caring for it to actually want to stay. And I don't like work, and I don't like homework, and I don't like somebody telling me to do work, which is another problem. From somebody that has ADHD, I'm assuming. I don't know. It is very difficult for me to listen to authority if you're not my parent. And, somebody telling me, you got to go home and do this. Don't tell me what to do. I don't want to do that. I'm very defiant and difficult to deal with. And I get that. But when it comes to, I just kind of like, I brush it to the back, and it's like, nigga, you got to do it or you're going to get in trouble. Very stern father. So, it's like, I don't want to get in trouble. I'm intelligent enough to not want to always get in trouble when I don't want to listen to the teacher. So, it's like, just do your work and maybe you won't get in trouble. Yeah. So, memorization for me is basically the things that I write is something that I enjoy reciting. So it's something that I am willing to want to memorize, but I can't set time aside to do it. I have to do it kind of spontaneously, because if I set time aside to do it, that means that I'm telling myself to go do this then, and I need to do that then. And it's like, nigga, don't tell me what the fuck to do. So, the workaround around that, because even though it is me telling me to do something, I'm stubborn enough that I won't even listen to myself. So the work around that is just like, whenever I feel compelled to want to recite words, I just do it. Whenever, wherever, it doesn't matter where I'm at, be in the grocery store. Definitely looks crazy because I'm definitely talking to myself. And if I want to get better at it, I'm definitely going to say it out loud. So, you know, that's the perks of it. I don't mind, I don't care who thinks I look crazy. I've gotten over that nowadays. I'm a tiny man and I'm gorgeous. So it's just like, yeah, I will be stared at. What am I being stared at for? Many things. And I understand that. I used to have a shirt that said, I love my penis. And when you wear things, you forgot what it says. You do forget what it says sometimes, especially if you had that item for quite some time. Sometimes I just put it on, and when you go places, you expect people to stare, but then you forget that people will stare. And then sometimes you're wondering, well, why is this person staring at me? Oh, it's because I have an absurd shirt on. The reason I bought this shirt is because I don't just go out looking for novelty shirts like that. The reason I bought this shirt is because I went to a club, and they said that the shirt that I had on, I could not wear it. I needed to wear something else. I needed to have something else on, or some other sort, something like that. It was stupid. I think they were just discriminating because it was black. But I was like, fuck it. So went down the street, went to the place, found a shirt. I was like, boom. Came back. I was like, hey, look at me now. I'm good wearing this. And he looked and he was like, all right, bitch, you got me. Yeah, you're good. Come on in. And I was like, really? And so, yeah, I was talking to the club that day because, wearing a shirt that says, I love my penis. It'll get some cock gazers looking your way. It's like, oh, what's up with his penis then? Going in there in some gray sweats. No, not the gray sweats. But memorization, my memory I thought was terrible just because I didn't give a shit to memorize anything in school. But as long as I listened in class, I was fine. As long as you can read something to me and tell me that this is what the answer is going to be, boom, it's retained. Other than that, if you want me to retain it myself, the summer reading that a motherfucker needed to do for English, I ain't never did no summer reading, ever at all. Just listened in class, and that's how I passed. It was, that was the dumbest shit ever. We got it good now. Audiobooks and shit, oh, please read to me. But reading myself, nah. I can't get it immersed in your story because I'm going to create my own story in my head as I try to read your story, which is so dumb and difficult to deal with. I don't know why my brain does what it does. I was born this way, I'm assuming. But, that's what it is. I just got to learn to deal with it. And I do. So I usually take the words that I write and I break them off into sections, basically. And it's easier that way just because they flow in a certain pattern anyway. So it's just like da-da-da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da. So, yeah. Is that like the latest one that I'm doing is it lotion? Basically, is it lotion, meaning that sometimes you have a friend that comes up to you and be like, hey man, I came on myself, but I want you to tell me if that, because I want to see if I can pass this as lotion, because it's come I can't get it off, but I want to see if I can deceive you into having you think that this is lotion. So I wrote a poem called "Is It Lotion?" and it basically is it lotion? Is that lotion? I'm pretty sure my thoughts will cause a commotion. And see, this is the problem that I have sometimes. Sometimes you have a brain fart whenever you try to go ahead and recite things in front of somebody, or you try to go ahead and prove a point about something, and it doesn't stick there because I think of so many things, so many other things. Oh, is it lotion? I'm sure my opinion might cause a commotion. I can give you a penny for me. You can give me a penny for your thoughts. You can give me a penny for my thoughts, but I'm gonna need you to keep your mind open. Is it milk that was frozen? Maybe you expressed some dog glands that was swollen. What type of object you've been holding? You've been in the process of a pump action shotgun stroking motion. Is this your magnum opus potion? Let's do the math to find this quotient. You been eloping, trick with a slick stick, conjugal visits with a pimp prick. And see, you understand, like da 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 shit like that. And so for me to get that down, I do it much better. It's just I've just started working on that. But for me to get that into my memory to where I could just memorize it and just spit it offhand, it comes in forms of a video. Basically, so like every little stanza that I say, da, 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 is a lotion, da, 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 that it basically it's a picture that I envision in my head that I'm not reciting the words per se or the memorized words. I'm more so reciting the feeling of that stanza. If that makes sense to you. Like it might not, but it, to me, like once I start reciting it becomes, I recite it so much to where it's not me reciting words no more. It's me just repeating the feeling to you with the words, basically. So whenever I do memorize a piece, that's what I try to get to. That's the point I try to get to. So basically, it's like mind training, putting myself in the hyperbolic chamber, the hyperbaric. I've done this before to where I go between the two. Who cares? English, literature, words, verbiage, dictionaries, vocabulary. I was very good at vocabulary back in the day. Spelling bees, amazing. But it's like putting my brain through a hyperbaric chamber, and it beefs it up to the point to where that once I do have it down, then I can go ahead and recite it. And for me to actually have it locked in, because I have it down to where, like just now, because I have it down, I do, but still, as I try to recite to you, I flub it up. And it's just like, what's going on? I did this a million times just the other day. But, you can jump rope a million times and not catch your feet, but that maybe that 1,000,001 catches that foot and then bang, it's going to happen. The inevitable. For me to lock it down for real though, usually I have to do it in front of an audience, a crowd, or somebody or something, to feel the embarrassment of what it feels like when it is going to go bad. When it does go bad. Sometimes it never does. Sometimes it doesn't. But just to work out the kinks so I can not feel afraid when I go recite it. Because compared to comedy, reciting poetry, I want it word for word. There's no ifs, ands, or buts around it. And then if I skip a word, that fucks me all up. Like, there's no, like, I could just dance around this and then come back. Nah, there ain't no dancing around these words in poetry. What is harder? I thought about it. What would be harder? Writing for comedy or writing for poetry? Well, I say that poetry is much harder. But the satisfaction is greater. Comedy isn't as hard, and the satisfaction sometimes isn't that great. Yeah. Because comedy, you got ways, besides if you're bombing, but you have ways to dance around certain things. In that aspect of it, comedy, okay, so the comedy portion is very difficult, but not as difficult when it comes to poetry, because poetry you have to have it memorized and you just have to have your memory there. So you can weigh those options. But when it comes to performing comedy, you never know how that crowd is going to go. You never know how that crowd's going to perceive you, take you. You can go ahead and get the vibes of it. But if you go off the rails and fuck up or some shit like that, boom, crowd's on your ass now, and they can attack you, And so that's a difficult portion of comedy. And dealing with the crowd is hell. Poetry, I doubt that will ever happen in poetry. You don't get booze and shit in poetry. Like that doesn't. You just get all love and all interaction. So the satisfaction from poetry is greater, but you do put the most work in. You put work in with comedy as well, but you have more leeway with comedy. With poetry, you don't have as much. You have leeway because you have a wonderful audience. You have a wonderful audience every time, but that's if they understand rules of poetry. If you fuck up on a poem, you can start over, which sucks. That's terrible. Or you can stand there and fucking look in the dead air while you have a brain fart, wondering what the next thing is. You can repeat yourself a few times. That's sometimes some people do that nicely. They'll repeat themselves like once or twice, but do it real quick so it seems like it's part of the poem. I mean, you could freestyle shit in, but that ain't never fun. It's not, you a poet. It's not, you ain't up there rapping. Some people do come up there rapping, and it is different. But that's what I try to get out of that. Out of all these steps that I put into this, once I get that embarrassment and I feel the feeling of what it feels like to recite it in front of people and the reaction that I'm going to get from them, I fuck up or not, I probably will fuck up the first time because not all the time, but sometimes, depending on the difficulty of the poem. Some poems, difficulties of 10. Some poems with difficulties of 2. So it all depends on how I was feeling, how I was writing at the time. Different flow states. Never the same. It's never the same. So once I have that locked in of the embarrassment of dealing with it, then still not done. Still not done, because that's just your first time performing it. You're going to lead at least 3 or 4 times performing it before you feel as if this poem altogether is necessarily done. Like done, to where you can perform it front and back, and it's not performed as if you're reading it. Like reading is fine, but being able to interpret as you read, being able to express as you read, that is what puts the whole poetry in performance. Like you can't just stand there. I mean, some people do it. Some people just sit on a stool. Like I just came from a show and it was a letter reading show, which that is perfect. Like they all they did there was, and it is like poetry, but it is letters basically. I don't know why I had to pause so long for that. Just tried to think of something difficult. No, it's like poetry, but it's fucking letters. It's just letters. Letters that they wrote to people, letters that they wrote to themselves. Heartfelt letters, though. It's just kind of like, poetry is black and sad, or just sad. Letters, usually, especially with these letters, they were very sad. They were very sad. Like letters to the unborn child or letters to the miscarriage. It's like, oh, shit. Shit like that. So to see that form, that type of performance, it's not necessary for you just to have a letter memorized. Like that would be weird, right? So they're sitting there on a stool reading their letters, and it is very intimate. It is an intimate time. I was in a very quaint, intimate place, and it was beautiful in there. I have a story. Now, as I was in this place, filled with beautiful, beautiful people, the Nigerian population down here is mass. And oh my God, just the features on Nigerian people The skin complexion, just everything about them. It's just a very beautiful person. And I was doing a show, and as I was doing the show, the River of Letters show, it there, I wanted to be on point because I was doing my piece for like the second time, but I just wrote it. It was a new piece, and it was supposed to be. It was about the story topic, basically. Basically, the story topic is it's the end of days. It's the last day on Earth. Who would you want to spend it with, and why, and what would y'all do? And I was like, "Ooh, that's fun." Writing prompt, okay, fun little writing prompt. I was like, all right, and me, everything me is poetic as I try to write it, just because I prefer to do it. I've been doing that since I was little, always writing rhymes and raps and shit. So it was a challenge just because I'm like, man, it's kind of dark, but I have written a dystopian type of poem before. I've done that with Radical Edward, basically, from Cowboy Bebop. Yeah. It was a burlesque poet. It was a burlesque poem collaboration thing. I'll get into that some other time. If somebody ever asks, it'll come back up about, but y'all don't need to worry about it now. Burlesque and poetry. Boom. They mixed it together because I do poetry so nice. And they like me, and I also did burlesque. Boylesque, however you want to say it. Whatever, I did things back in the day. If you ever get this far into what I'm doing, you listen diligently, holla at me. I've done some shit. So yeah. And I've did a dystopian fucking poem before, and I've did a dark poem. I've done dark poems. I prefer to keep it light. I prefer to keep the silliness in it. But I've done black and sad, and that's what got me to the semifinals. Black and sad. So it's really different to come out here and be silly when it comes to poetry and the poetry community. But I've done, so I was prepared to actually practice. I like being challenged, and it was a fun challenge. It's the end of days. We live in life in the days. The hues of the blues define the grays. I prefer to keep my family at a gaze. New Orleans born and made. We adorn or scorn or torn ways. We understand that the storm fades. His boiled crawfish in the shade, melanated in age, soaking the sun rays. Fish fillets and card games like we did on Sundays. Giving glory and praise to the ancestors that pick cotton in the unintentional sunbays. Or as I tell stories of how my son plays. It's a fine time to go beyond minds today. I try my bond with Michael Bublé. Like Autobahn, I be driving 2K. I be cooking like chocolate souffle. They say they laissez le bon temps rouler. You gotta let the good times roll, man. And then so on and so on. So, it's fun. It's fun to be able to write pieces like that, because it didn't sound like that in the beginning. But the more and more I do pieces like that, the more and more I become the piece. And then I get to really get into it. It starts off slow. I like to start all the pieces off slow. I learned this in English. You get them with the opener bow, something big in the beginning sentence, and then you fill it in with the filler, and just something to follow you, the breadcrumbs. And you follow my breadcrumbs to the yellow brick road, and then at the end I crescendo and ba 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 bam, fucking land with something big. And just to be able to put it together like that until whatever I'm doing, that's the thought process. That is definitely the thought process. And once I have consumed the poem, and I can regurgitate it and fucking make it another shadow clone of me, just boom. And then, fucking entertainment. I love it. The excitement that I get just to be able to explain something. I don't know, it might not even make sense. It might not even make sense to most people that are listening. But, you know, I mean, that's what goes to my head whenever I'm writing. And I get so excited to write, you know, even though when I talk about writing and it's like it's words and shit, and I don't like to read. So it's just like, well, somebody even asked me, it's like, man, if you don't like to read, how you do poetry? I was like, well, I mean, I don't like to read other people's shit. I can read my own shit, which is fine. Like, I wrote it. I know what I wrote. So it's just like, I can go through it reading. If I wrote a book, that's what's kind of slowing me down on writing the book. This is like reading some shit that I've written a long time ago that's bringing back old memories. It's like, shit. I don't know. So that's one thing about that. You know, but I try. I try. You know, I thought writer's block is not a thing for me. I don't know how many times I explain this, because I'm always thinking. There's always something to jot down. There's always something there to be said. You know, I could always take something and twist it into something else. You know, if you're getting writer's block, then you're trying. You're forcing it too hard. You shouldn't force it. Don't force it. You know, you're sitting there waiting for the muse. The muse is there. You know, you just need to awaken it or bring it to life. What gets you in the mood to want to write? You know, when you do have that spark of enjoyment, what is going on at the time when you have that spark? Like, so, you know, where do you like to write? How do you like to write? What do you like to listen to when you write? You know, what are you listening to? Yeah. I don't listen to beats anymore to write. Most of the time I'm writing is at work, but when I'm at home and I am compelled, it's usually when I'm trying to do other things, like shit that's more important, like sleep. Yeah, that's one thing that happens. I'm pretty sure every person that's like an entertainer or something like that, I can't talk for the normies, but for people that are entertainers, I know their mind doesn't stop. It's difficult for a motherfucker to go to sleep when your brain is just fucking running a mile a minute, just ideas and thinking. Hungry hippos, you know. Hungry. There's some new hungry hippos too. It's not the old kind. Man, they got a gold ball and shit. They changed one of the hippos. I think one of them was pink, and now they ain't even got it pink no more. It's smaller. It's a smaller arena. I don't know what's going on. Why did they do it? Who knows? I need to get Don't Wake Daddy. What is going on with my mouth? Like I've been boxing or something lately. I can't get my mouth together right. Probably need to do some word or mouth lip exercises. The New Orleans has been coming out of me lately. Yeah, I've just been. They have like a slur, like a slur to the slang. That yat was how food was good. Yeah, I don't feel like doing it right now. Anyway, you know, I realized if I drink a little bit, if I get a little bit past buzzed, just a little past buzz, oh, that nigga come out, and I'd be like, ooh, hold on, calm this guy down. He get a little rowdy. He don't stop talking either. He don't stop talking. The alter ego, you know, that other person that comes around. Oh yeah. It's weird because I've been going places and it is out of the norm for me to actually care about a specific thing. The only sport I do watch is UFC. Okay, Olympics is going on and shit. You know, I'm compelled to watch the Olympics. I like the Summer Olympics. Summer Olympics is fun. Nobody really speaks about the Winter Olympics. Don't give a shit about that. I don't give a fuck about the cold. But Summer Olympics, floor routines, uneven bars, rings. I like watching that shit. Track and field, you know, pole vaulting, long jump, shot put, javelin. Oh my goodness. You just got the people out there that have to watch it as it comes through the air and be that close to it, man. So spear coming through there. Why y'all got? Do they have to be that close? Can he not get just a camera to be out there to get more accurate? Then no, it's so strange. I don't know how strange it could be, but they've been doing it for so long. Yeah. Good old Sha'Carri Richard. You ever think, I'm pretty sure you do think, but how many people do think, and how often do you think about it? Because they are athletes. Just the sexual prowess of an Olympic athlete. And oh my goodness, I remember me being a cheerleader, right? Okay, so me cheerleading and then going to cheer camp. All right, me cheerleading, going to cheer camp. Oh my goodness, such a good time. Such a good time. Lots of fit bodies. Lots of fit bodies at cheer camp. Fuck the Olympics. Cheer camp. Fit bodies at cheer camp. Me being fit, young and fit, tumbling, jumping everywhere. So you just imagine the good times that you can have. The sexual prowess of an athlete. Oh, yeah. Those little barracks, the Olympic Village has to smell like pussy. Or I don't know. Just, you definitely, they got beds that's like, oh, we don't want y'all fucking. But still, why? Why not? Let them bust a nut. Foreign people meeting other foreign people. Chlamydia. That's why. That was the thing. It was out there catching the clap. But they're athletes, There's a shot for that. Let them out there. I know me being a cheerleader. Whew, the ratio is high. Just because if you're a straight guy compared to the non-straight guys that are out there cheerleading, not everybody's straight, not everybody's gay. So, but there's a picking. You don't have to do much picking. It's just like, oh, you are not these guys. You are another guy, and I already kind of know what you're like because you're a cheerleader with me. So, hey. Let's go talk under these bleachers real quick. Wait, what? Okay, sure. Let's have a conversation. Oh, you miss cheer camp. Yeah, I do. Don't bring it up anymore. I can't help it. It's okay. Good times. The memories that you do have as a male cheerleader. I was a cheerleader for at least 2 years. The only male. Man, talk about really putting myself in situations. I was already small, already bullied, but I was already working out since the age of 6 because I had an older brother, so he made me fight. So I wasn't really scared of motherfuckers, and I didn't really give a shit because my mama said I was handsome. So fuck what you talking about. My mama said I'm handsome. Like, you can't say I'm ugly, bitch. I know I look good or would not. I don't know. Confidence. I gave myself confidence, but also I understood that I could probably throw another child who was my size through a window, because I fight somebody bigger than me all the time. So, I was prepared for that. So being on a cheerleading team wasn't really nothing for me. You do have to, if you can withstand the onslaught of people fucking bullying, then, hey, you're good after that. Motherfuckers respect you after that. Especially after you beat a motherfucker ass. And you be like, oh, you got beat up by a little big cheerleader. It's like, oh, shit. Ooh. Well, I guess he do mean business. And I did, But, yeah, I stand my ground. I was one of those people that as soon as I went to private schools. So as soon as I went to a public school for the first time, and I didn't know public school etiquette. I didn't know that they had etiquette at a public school to where it's like, hey, nigga, you should do this, you should do that, you shouldn't do this, don't talk to these people. And definitely if they ask you this, because you don't know them, they're probably just trolling you. So don't answer. You don't have to talk to nobody. You don't have to. People at public schools were not trying to be your friend right away because they don't know you. Like, who the fuck cares? So, yeah, I didn't know that. I thought questions were just questions and we were getting to know each other. Like an older brother type of situation. I'm not going to get made fun of. These people are genuine. Of course I eat pussy. What? Who doesn't, right? I get in there. Nom, 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 nom. Yeah. Back then, motherfuckers did not eat pussy. It was crazy. They didn't eat pussy back then. And so Juvie still has songs where he's like, I ain't licking. For what? Pussy is amazing. It's a delicacy. Why would you not eat pussy? I was eating pussy before it was cool to eat pussy. So, it's just like, you probably shouldn't tell other kids this on the bus that you don't know. I didn't know. I thought we was making friends. We were not. I got made fun of for 2 years at that school because I told them I ate pussy. It was like, you little chief eater. I was like, what the fuck is that? Chief eater didn't make no sense. But, because it didn't make any sense, it made it very funny when you associated somebody that ate pussy when it wasn't cool to eat pussy, a chief eater. Chief, they'll go around and be like, chief, and it's like, damn. Yeah, it probably didn't help when I first talked about it neither. I gave descriptions, I showed people. I thought I was cool. I came from a private school where we read the Bible and learned Latin, always wore uniform. I go to this public school and it was like, uniforms, what? Well, they just started wearing uniforms when I got there. But still, it's like this square ass little dork. Oh, let's ask him some obscene questions and then get him to answer it and manipulate him into telling us what we want so we can go spread it around the school. And they did. They did. The entire school. 9th grade. Bang, take that. Oh my goodness. Let the bullying commence. Oh, I had to yoke some people up. They didn't understand. It was like, this little nigga strong. This is very strong as a 9th grader. I was stronger than most of the high school. Just because, working out since you was 6. Studied your growth? Probably going to be small anyway. It didn't matter. Did not matter. Stronger and faster. Got in a fight, threw a nigga into a window, and that was the end of the bullying. And that was cool after that. Yeah. Became a cheerleader on the team and everything. Everybody was like, ooh, you out there touching ass, huh? Yeah, I guess. That's what a chair sit is. I put my hand on their rump and then, boom, get them up there. It's a chair sit. Not all chair sits are good, Bring It On came on. Bring It On and Bring It On Again. Yeah, fucking, those were a staple of the time when I was cheerleading. Perfect timing in that sense. They thought, me doing the partner stunts and all that, I would stick my finger up the asshole of the person that I'm partner stunting with. That is an asshole move, to be honest with you. And also, it's not always good because it's not, you're cheerleading throughout the year with this person. And, if you partner stunting with them, some days they might be on their cycle. That ain't ever what you expect at all. Like the insides of it. Like, oh yeah, I want to be a porn star because pornos, all they're doing is fucking. You ever seen the behind the scenes of a porn? Yeah, right. You don't really want to be parts of that. What you think what you think the stage set of a porn smell like? What you think it smell like? There's open asshole in this room and a bunch of people sweating. What you think it smell like in that room? Yeah. So, what you think? Like, sometimes when the motherfucker might have their period and you have to still partner stunt. Sometimes they don't have their bloomers on. What is this moistness on my hand? Yeah, be careful. Wipe it on a napkin, not your cheerleading pants. Because shout doesn't get read out. It does, but you get it. You get where I went with that, right? All right, we're adults. Good. Joke writing. I'm not writing a joke though. I was very serious. That is a thing. Fucking super bad. That type of situation. Yeah. Okay. So don't always think that's because this is what you see on TV that's what was happening. Yes, I've touched many ass as being a cheerleader, a male cheerleader. Warrant that it was intentional. I was, consent was there. Okay. It's a chair, partner stunting. I also got to the point to where I was partner stunting like them football players where you throw them up there. Ha! Me, nigga, I was getting it. That was fun. That was very fun. Fuck my shoulders up though. In the long run. Boom. Shoulder bursitis is what I had from all that cheerleading. Basically, with this whole little glitch situation, I gave myself some shit to edit just because there's so much. I'm my own producer, so doing all this. Sometimes you don't fucking dot all your I's and cross all your T's. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes you feel like a nut. Sometimes you don't. Almond joys have nuts. Mounds don't, and it's difficult sometimes. I'm moving the nights, so I got to keep myself up. So this is one of the reasons why I'm not saying that I'm doing this because of that. It's just because I don't really have anything else to say, and I threw myself off when I went to grab my paper just now. So whenever you just randomly tangent into other topics of just saying words and phrases coming out of your mouth, it's like, where's the things going, Kyle? I don't know. Bear with me. We're here. Y'all have been here for this long. It's like 50 minutes in. If you've stayed this long, thank you. Thank you for staying. Y'all can comment. Y'all can send me shit if you'd like. People have said things. It's very crazy because I don't get too many. It's not like I'm asking for it, but I don't get too many negative fucking comments, and I've been getting a lot lately just because of the things that I have done. Some people do come on, but it's usually like one or two, and then I have those warriors that fight for me, and it's like, man, shut up, and I'm like, yeah, you tell them, because it's like, what, you don't understand them just being silly? I don't get it. Sometimes people just take things too seriously, and it's like, do you understand this is for the sake of just being funny, right? No, and it's not even that hurtful. I don't get it. How outlandish I can get, and you don't understand that this is just a joke. That's the thing that we fight for, I guess. That freedom of speech. But when I do get up the merch, dude, I go check it out. Check it out. I'll make sweet love to your grandma, and every time when I make it with Teesprings, for some reason it doesn't save it in the store, and it makes me angry. But I do have other ones in there. If y'all would like to go purchase some, when I do put it up, I will let everybody know. I'll be dropping it from here to there. September 14th. Hey, remember, I got a show coming up. Fucking New Orleans. Come out, people in New Orleans, whoever watches. Hey, come on through, man. It's going to be a good time. It's also going to be an open mic as well. So, and I'll just be featuring at the end of the open mic. It should be a good time. Would like to do some podcasts with some folks out there if you got the time. Everybody getting so busy nowadays. We've gotten into the latter phase of us being entertainers. So we're at this point in our lives where it's just like, something need to pop up. We need to do something more stable, The fuck? I wonder if that caught that. We need to do something more stable with this career. Just like be more of an adult with your time with entertainment. Hopefully that breakdown of how I write poetry and get it to the stage, hopefully that helps somebody, To all the newcomers that just come to channel, it's like, what is this about? What are you doing? You probably didn't get this far. Jesus, you probably should do this at the top, Kyle. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, you know. We're working 4 years in and we're still learning. I'm always learning shit. But, you know, definitely just don't stop. This is a dream podcast. Basically, you know, motherfuckers that's chasing a dream. Motherfuckers that are out here chasing dreams, things that they're doing to get to where they're going. You know, so we ain't always got to be on this 9 to 5 and we can just not worry about war. What the fuck? You got to worry about, you can't just live. We can't just live out here because we got to worry about so much other shit. The news will fucking frighten you every day if that's all you're looking at. I don't want it. I don't want no parts of it. Don't show me the sadness. I don't want politics in my life. I don't give a fuck. You know, that shit's crazy, son. You motherfucker. Goddamn, we had a president that stuttered and he was 80 years old. You could barely understand what he's saying. Just, hey, this is the guy that's, you know, of the free world. That's what this guy. And then we had another guy's reality show guy. Carrots, just all of them. He eats all of them or something. Why are you so orange? But still, it's like these two. The carrot guy got shot at, grazed his ear. Nigga, what? An attempt that got through? How did this nigga get on the roof? He was there. Motherfuckers saw him there. Had a picture of him and everything. We did not get. What was it? It's gotta be a simulation, dude. Cause as soon you grazed his ear. And then immediately after that, as if Biden set up the hit, immediately after that, he's like, oh, he missed? Nigga, gotta step down. Fuck. I didn't know. If I couldn't kill, then what? I missed. I gotta step down. Boom. Now Kamala comes out of the fucking closet. Where was she at? Like, she was not here. I ain't seen her. They didn't took her out the cave. She was in cave with fucking the Watusi tribe or some shit. I don't know. She was hiding somewhere. And now she's just forefront in center. Bang. Hey, remember me? I'm the VP. Remember I was supposed to, you know, bitch, where you been? Now you here? Why this nigga gone now? Why he stepping down now? Nigga, I thought this was the fight of the century. We gonna win again. What? Nigga, what? Did you fall? Did he fall on the stairs? He can let us know if he hurt his hip. It's okay. We understand that it's feeble. Like, what the fuck? Oh my goodness. You should hear all the Texans talk about Kamala. I don't know who's supposed to be doing what. I don't give a fuck. That's why I don't listen to the shit. I don't care. I do not care. I mean, I should care, and I care a little bit. I care enough to be like, I think about my rights more now, just because I'm older. Yeah, but it's like, I'm just one person. I can't make a difference. I can, but how though? One person makes a difference. My thought process, you know, compared to everybody else's, it's not always the same. You know, you can have a platform and build something to go ahead and try to make a difference, but I am not putting in that effort because I don't give a fuck. No. I can't. It's too much. It's too much. What is going on for real? You want me to worry about that? I got my own things to worry about for real. Wow. Just be a good boy and stay the fuck out of trouble. Basically, that's all I try to do. You know, you fucked up. Look, that's what happens because you didn't vote. Oh, the fuck well. I guess I'm going to deal with it then, huh? We going back to slave time? They enslaving niggas again? Close enough to when I get in jail? Sure, but are the whips and chains coming back out? Let me know. When that happens, you know, inform a nigga because I don't watch the news. But other than that, I don't give a fuck. I do not give a fuck. Yeah. Racist people are getting shot in the face now. So it's just like, well, I seen that happen. So racism's always been around. That has not stopped. That hasn't. We could probably change some laws. I know they got people out there that are doing more diligent work than I am. I could definitely lead that to them, right? It doesn't need to come from me per se, huh? You ain't gonna like now you sound like the mother niggas trying to persuade me. You need to go do this. Don't say I need to do shit. Don't tell me that. Well, you like your freedom, right? Yeah, for the most part, I do. I do like it. But now you demanded me to go do some shit. Doesn't feel as if I'm too free. What? You making me? I don't want to. I told you I don't want to. And I have the freedom to not go do that. Why are you forcing me and calling me out my name now because I don't do it? That's not fair. Oh, I don't know though. That's why I don't do it. That's why I stay away from it. I don't even try to talk about it. Just because people get angry. It's all right. It's all right. I hope Opus clips this shit for me. Just so I can put this out there and be like, boom, push that forward. See how this does. Is the flow good? Do I have nice engagement? Is it a B- on the engagement? Am I engaging enough? How do I end? No clue. No clue. As long as you stay on topic. Topic is an A+, eh? Politics. I don't know. I don't know what keeps you there. The algorithm. AI is fucking freaky though. Yeah, be careful. The shit that they're doing. I love it. I had more to say, but it is late. But I do need to try to keep myself up. But where do I go from here? Where do I go? When you need my love, baby. Where do I go? When you need my love. Give me a sign. Sizzler, Kalonji. And Rihanna. Check that song out. It's a pretty good song. Yeah. So, working, putting things together, hoping that the world doesn't go into World War III and end before I can become successful in the eyes of the masses, to where everybody sees me, to where, I can finally be comfortable doing my art and be proud of what I write, because people are proud of what I write, and I get excited to write it. I get excited about the new things that I write. And so it's definitely something that'll keep you going. It definitely is it's therapy. It'll make you feel better when you get the thoughts out, express your feelings on stage. To be able to get on stage, just to be able to express the way you do, creatively, artistically. That's why I do this. This is what this podcast is for. If you're here for the first time, whatnot, thank you for listening. Thank you for being diligent. Thank you for the praises. Thank you for the critiques, good and bad. Eventually I will not read them. I'll try to respond to as many as possible, as much as I can. But I also like my sanity. I do. There's enough that goes on in here with my own shit that fucks me up, so I don't need the outside world also bringing that negative nuance up in the mind, up in the mental. I don't care for that, yeah. But since this is before all the other things that I have done, they got some great podcasts coming up. Great podcast. I got James Trotter, Space Rhyme. He's coming up. He was fun. He was a good joy to talk to. It was a joy to talk to. Another comedic poet out there. The serendipitousness of our lives. The way I ran into him multiple times just on a random. Good stories, good journeys. Poet Pimp, Josh Jordan, just finished one with my wife. A little filler. How'd you like that filler? The filler was good? It was a good little filler? A little family filler? It's a family filler. Yeah. So, that's it. That is I did want to tell people about Drake, but that feels as if I should probably save it for another time. I should probably save it for another time. Another person that things are divided in this world, and you can see it. That's what this whole little feel of a simulation. And it's just like, hey, I trust in the universe that it's gonna get me to where I need to go, and that's all I'm worrying about. Because man, the glitch in the matrix, man, I don't know. This shit it's crazy. It is crazy. It's crazy what's happening. But I'm here for it. I love to watch. I love to just sit in the corner and just observe. I'm one of those niggas. I'm gonna find me a nice little corner and just observe over here and see what the fuck going on. Maybe dip into a conversation real quick. Not say nothing, listen, and dip back out. Be like, oh, okay, that's what y'all on over here. Yeah, that's just my personality. I'm the ghost in the room. You don't normally see me. I'm small. I will fucking hop into your circle real quick and listen to a few pieces of your conversation and then dip out. And if I do feel compelled, depending on what y'all talking about, I might chime in, put my 2 cents in there, maybe. Other than that, nah, I'm back to the corner. Because, the corner's the best spot to be just because it comes and covers the angle. You can see everything from a corner. So that's where I'm usually at. In the dark corner, just in case something pop off. I know where the exit's at. Yeah, I'm out of here. I don't need none of the bullshit. But I probably shouldn't have had so much coffee today. Oh, I was definitely telling a story. Fuck. You see where my brain goes? I was definitely telling a story, and I understand that I did not finish telling that story earlier. I guess I can tell it here. It's not like anybody's gotten this far in it. But the whole point, if you were listening about what I was saying earlier about when I went to the show, I don't know how I got off topic and didn't finish telling the story, but that's what happens. Basically, I went to this show and I had to it was a storytelling show. Because I said so many things about letters and all that. That's why. See, this is how I get off topic and I wind up not finishing the story. This is the brain of an ADHD child. I could be possibly diagnosed with something else if I ever got it checked again. But I haven't been to the doctor. But went to this show, rolling writings of letters or rights of letters, the letter telling show. So I went there. Me having so much coffee, and this brings it back, the goddamn memory of mine. I went there, me having so much coffee, I had to shit, but people were so beautiful. I didn't want to be all weird and everything, So I went and introduced myself, said hi. I don't know none of these people. I ain't never seen any of these people before. I like putting myself in awkward situations where I am anxiety driven, just because I don't know how things are gonna go. I don't know how well I'm gonna be received. So I just try to do my best and smile and be the giddy old Kyle, basically. And so I go in there. Well, I normally turn into the Menace when I go other places. Motherfuckers call me the Menace. Just Menace. They don't say the. They just like, hey, I like Menace. Can I call you Menace? Fuck yeah. Go ahead. Things are evolving. Things are changing and evolving. And I love how it's going. Organically. You don't have to do it yourself. Let it come. You be patient with it. But yeah. I went in there and I was like, man, I had all this coffee. I really, really needed this shit. So, and it was a beautiful place. Very pretty place. Pressure? No, that was another place. It don't matter. It does not matter. I don't even want to give away the place now. I'm a fan of paper planes now, though. I've had multiple paper planes this weekend, and I really loved them. I really like a paper plane. It's very refreshing. Delicious. I had a cognac paper plane the second day. But as I'm in this place, go take my shit. Boom. I try to power shit. I try to just rocket it out of there. but that's not good all the time. And I'm not in the comfort of my home. I'm not in the comfort of my own home. So, I can't really just, the cleanup is never, I got a stubborn asshole now that I have a bidet. My asshole is stubborn as fuck. Just gets like, the bidet gets me real clean. I go out and I shit in other places and I don't get as clean as I'm supposed to just because my asshole is like, nah, we're not gonna cut off the poop properly. That's some shit. And it's always a mess. Extra wiping. I be wanting to reach for the water, and it's just like I need some moisture down here because this is too much. But still, but I get it out there. It was a pretty clean wipe. I didn't have to do too much there. I didn't have my bidet. I miss my bidet though. But I always layer my seat. I don't, whenever I shitting in public, shit, I ain't never think about hovering before, just because that it's no, what? My thigh's too big for that. I can't, I'm gonna be shitting all on the fucking the toilet from hovering, but yeah, I definitely wipe it down, layer that bitch up. I layered the fuck up. Okay, I don't want no type of hepatitis, A, B, or C, whichever one comes. I don't need none of that. None of that. Children piss on seats. So do adults. You gotta be careful. So I laid it the fuck up. Took my shit, boom. And it didn't see. I tried to time it to make sure that I'm not down there too long, but this was okay because it was one of those bathrooms to where it was a hallway, then the bathroom. So it was a single bathroom, like just they had a urinal and a toilet in there, but they had no divider. So if you wanted to be like real friends and shit, you can definitely go piss and shit with your homie in there, and y'all can talk about life as y'all pissing and shitting while y'all look at each other, or you can just wait. And so, that was one of the situations. I had to wait for some people to come out the bathroom. So cool. Boom. That could be a thing, so I'm not necessarily seeming as if I'm shitting while I'm down here. Beautiful people upstairs. I don't want to embarrass myself. So I do go take my shit. And then I go back upstairs and, I'm thinking I got time. The shit didn't take too long. Boom, I can go get me a drink. I like this place. This place got some good drinks and shit. So I go up there and I'm like, oh, they don't have the beers that I want up here. So I'm like, well, fuck it. I'm going to go back. And you got to sneak through all the people. It's a very quaint place. It's very small. Very small place. Very quaint. So like you're seen as soon as you come up the stairs and all that. It was a place on the upper balcony area. And so I went up, I go, and the drink's not there that I want. They don't have. I just wanted a beer. I didn't want no. I'm a small man. I don't want no alcohol right now. I just want beer. Just to boom, boost me up so I can get on stage and do my thing. I don't know what all the other people that are supposed to be performing, but it seems like there's supposed to be a lot more people. It was just two. It was just two of us, me and this other person. But still. I'm like, fuck it. Let me go get me a drink from downstairs. Maybe they have beers downstairs. This place just has whiskey and cocktails and shit. They do not have beers. But I go down. I was going to head downstairs. And then the host was like, hey, you're next. I'm like, what? Bitch, I'm supposed to be going on at 6:20. It's 6:20. All right, what happened to the people before me? Like, there was a list. I signed as the third person before intermission. Ain't nobody went up. Like, what is the... I didn't mean to call it. She's amazing. I'm just speaking. But I'm like, I wasn't ready to go up just yet. So I'm like, So I go ahead and walk through the people again. And I get up there and I go do my thing. It was such a good time. Such a good time. And I'm like, all right, done. Thank y'all. Thank you. I go ahead and I walk downstairs. I'm like, finally, I can go ahead and get my drink. I go down there and I get it. And I'm like, oh, they got paper planes down here. Amazing. So I go down there and I walk through all of there's a good amount of people downstairs and all that. And I sit down and I get my paper plane. And as I go back upstairs to take my paper plane up there to go sit down and enjoy the rest of the show, I'm walking back and I run into one of the people that's on the show. I run into her before I use the bathroom. And then so I'm like, oh, this is weird. She was very pretty. And then as I'm going to head up the stairs, one of the workers stops me. And I like to accessorize when I go out. So I normally wear a bandana hanging out my back pocket, a colored bandana, usually corresponding with the colors that I am wearing that day. And then sometimes they're not solid colored bandanas. They're multicolored bandanas and shit, just so I can accessorize with my outfit, because that's me. I'm not gang banging, but sometimes people can suspect that I might be part of the gang. Somebody told me, "Hey, nigga, tuck your flag in." I was like, "This is not a flag. This is an accessory. Okay, don't be saying this is a flag. It's just I'm coordinated, nigga. I'll tuck it in, but nah, no flags over here. Coordination. That's it. That's all this is." So, but so this guy, he comes up, he's like, "Hey man, you got some shit for hanging out of the back of your pocket." And I was like, "Oh," and I wanted to tell him, man, it's just my bandana. I accessorize. And he's like, no, you got some shit paper. And I was like, "Wait, what?" "I have what?" He's like, "Man, you got shit paper hanging from the back of your pants." I was like, that's my bandana. It's not. And then I turned and I looked, and there is a tail of the shit paper that I used to layer the toilet hanging from the back of my pants. And they've been there since I've left the bathroom. And since I left the bathroom, I went up, I walked through the crowd, all of the people. I put on a performance, did a performance under a spotlight, and then bowed, did what the fuck ever, went back downstairs, walked through a different group of a bunch of people, a different set, to go get a drink. Just for fucking Hector to come up and be like, "Hey, you got shit paper hanging from the back of your pants." What? Oh, the worst of feelings. Oh my God. Beautiful people are upstairs. I pick a corner to sit in though. I'm a ghost. Most people don't notice me. I don't think people notice me. Man, I pulled that shit out of the back of my pants so fast, so quick, that it actually still left tissue tucked in the band on my drawers. I just pulled that out not too long ago. That's funny. Because it was in the hamper. It was still, they had more stuck. And I was like, oh look at that. I took that with me. I had no clue. Such a crazy day. That was everything was fine. Other than that, no clue who else saw. I didn't ask. I looked around as I sat down just to wonder if anybody was going to give me that look or those eyes, the bully eyes, like, "Oh, I know something about you, nigga," type eyes. Like, "Oh, nigga, did you not notice that you had shit paper hanging from your ass?" Those type eyes. I didn't see those type of eyes. So I felt as if I was in the clear. I thought I was good. I felt as if I was good, So I just say for the rest of the show, just boom, drank my paper plane, and and was like, forget about it. I just wanted to forget about it. And then the comic in me started to come up and was like, you need to tell somebody. And I was like, I don't think I need to tell anybody here. Nobody. It doesn't matter. Nobody matters here. I mean, they matter, but like I don't matter to anybody here. I ain't with nobody. So like, who the fuck? Why do I fester on it? So I didn't worry about it. And before it was good. It was good. We got goodie bags and shit before we left. I ain't never been to a show and motherfucker gave me a goodie bag before. That was what's up. I did enjoy it. I did enjoy the goodie bag, and it was the shows. It was nice and refreshing to be a part of something like that. Just because this person put that together, his first time hosting and shit. So and just the camera equipment and everything that they had there for the show to make everything so legit. Very much so good time. Very intimate too, especially when it came to the writing prompt that she had. There was also a thing that she asked at the end of the day, because she was very in tune with the crowd. The crowd was participating. So she asked the crowd, she's like, what would y'all like if you finally had time to do the thing that you loved, that you couldn't do before because you did not have the time to. Now you have the time and the means. What would you do? And yeah, so what would that be? People came up and was like, yeah, I would clean my house because now I finally got the time. Or boom, I would, fucking pick up pickleball or some shit like that. So I wanted to, but it wasn't my show, and I didn't want to steal because I can read a crowd. Read the room, nigga. So I was just like, I shouldn't. I don't need to be presenting myself anymore. I did my piece. I made people laugh just because I can't help but to make people laugh when I come in the room. So when I did what I had to do. I am done. There's no need to express anymore. But I did want to go ahead and tell her, because me, like, definitely, like if I had the time. If I was free and I had the time to, like, the time and the means, what I would love to go do is travel, back like 20 minutes earlier before I went and took that shit. I would love to go do that. And yeah, just remind myself to like really check before I leave the bathroom, so I do not interact with everybody else with shit paper hanging from my ass. That's what I would love. I would love just to time travel, yeah, and be able to fucking build a traveling machine based on time. And going back and just erasing that from the lexicon. We don't. Think about this now. That was terrible. Terrible feeling. Terrible feeling. But it was a very long way to get into that bit to say that I was supposed to be ending this. I mean, it really happened, but now it turned into a bit. And I did want to tell. Like, I did want to tell them that, but I didn't know how that would go, because it's like, niggas, stop joking around. Like, motherfuckers, one other person, well, two other people, the host and the person that was the other person telling letters is the only person that told letters, and they were sad. And it's like, nigga, we don't know you. Like, get the fuck out of here. Stop trying to make us laugh at dumb shit. And it's like, oh, okay, sorry. So that's just how I interpreted it. So I'm probably gonna have to go home and edit this. I'm home. I'm probably have to go edit this just because, I don't know. Y'all are here. Y'all are listening, right? We had fun with that story. I do need to get. I would like to have a storytelling show to where I just get people on here just to tell stories, like a Ryan Sickler situation. But that's future times. And this could be a good spot for me to do my LeVar Burton-esque read type shit. But, check that out. Did y'all check these out? Games that you can go play. Fucking Nucktats. Crazy. They got a game called Hughes too. That game's weird. Also, Insight. A black guy wrote this, and also my battery's about to die. But this one was written by Cal Mitchell. That book right there. If you can see that, if you zoom in. But until next time, folks. This has been Tell Me a Joke, the guy that chased the dream. I'm your host of Maniacal, Menace. Said the whole thing like a pimp named Slickback. And I'm about to go just enjoy the rest of my life, enjoy the rest of my day. Man, y'all keep dreaming, jokers. Rock on.